Hello guys, this is Ambuj Mishra and welcome to our YouTube channel Crux Fundage. In this video, we are going to implement a program which can generate the realistic future scenario of wind energy. So let's start. Basically in this program, we are going to use simplest model named as ARIMA model, and the data is collected from the public available platform Kaggle. This data is uploaded on my GitHub. To obtain this data, go to the GitHub link in the description. When you click on the given GitHub link in the description, you will come on this website. Here you will get three files. First is the complete report of this project. Second is the code file in which we have written the whole code. And third is the data file trend.csv. Either you have to download this data file and upload in your notebook, or you have to clone this whole repository in your notebook. If you don't know about this, see the video whose link given in the description. And finally, when you open this code, when you open this code, you will come on you will get this type of code. You can upload your data file by clicking on here, and after that you have to choose your data file. I have already chosen, so I am not going to upload. Okay. First step, you have to import all the dependencies. Like I have imported the matplotlib, pandas, numpy and seaborn, which is extension of matplotlib, which provide good visualization feature. And also I have imported the statmodels.api because our ARIMA model and various supporting function to the ARIMA model is implemented in this library. Run this cell. After that, you have to read your data file. I have printed the shape also. Basically, the data contains the 18,575 rows and 8 columns. Let's see how the data looks like by running the .head command. Basically, the data contains hourly wind power generated by the 7 wind farm. Thus, the data have observation about the 18,000 hours. This bill about more than 2 years. So because we have implemented ARIMA model, which is a univariate time series of model, and our concern is one wind farm, so we select only one wind farm in the further coding. We choose the first wind farm and store that data frame in the data. We also print the data for the visualization purpose. Now our data looks like this. These are the rows number and these are the values of wind farm. Basically, this is the normalized wind farm. Till now our data is in the data frame format. I have converted in the array, numpy array. The main motive of this project to check the potential of ARIMA model, because hourly data is very huge data. For the simplicity and visualization purpose, I am converting the hourly data into daily data by taking the average of 24 hours. Run this cell. After that, you will get 782's data, which is the data for the day. After that, we convert this data into the array as named as the data, and we also convert this data into pandas data frame by changing the name data_df. Run this cell. We will see our data looks like this. Now the data_df data frame contains only 782's entries. Let's describe the data to see the statistics of the data. It will return like 782 entries. The mean value of the whole data is about 0.25. Standard deviation is 0.19. And the minimum value is 0, and 25% values are less than 0.098, and 50% values are less than 0.20, and 70% of value is less than 0.37, and the maximum value is 0.91. Right now we have 782 data. We will convert this data into training and test data. Here training data is used to fit our model and test data is used to validate our model. Run the cell. After that we print the shape of training and test data. The shape of training data is 700 and the test data is 82. Now we also convert the training and test data in the data frame format by changing the name as text_df and train_df. Run this cell. Let's describe the data. Now this is the individual statistics of the training and test data frame. Training data contains 82 entries and the mean value is 0.33, standard deviation is 0.21 and the mean value of the training data is 0.24, which is much different, and standard deviation 0.18, which is also different. So the first step before implementing any model, we need to see about our data, whether there is any trend, seasonality or anything. To observe these things, we use the seasonal decompose method from the state model libraries. Basically here I imported the seasonal decompose library. After that I'll put the frequency 365 because the whole data is yearly data. We are finding the pattern in whole year, so that we have kept here 365. After that we just plot this model. Our plot looks like this. We observe whole data is looking like this. We find a very less trend in our data. This is not cover in whole part. In a small part of data there is a little bit trends. And we also find that there is no seasonality because the seasonality component give us no information. After that residual is also 0. Now let's have a brief introduction about what is the ARIMA model. Basically ARIMA is a statistical model and this is a hybrid type of model which consists 3 model. AR indicates the auto regression model and I indicates integration, which is used to make the data stationary by the differencing. And third is the MA, which indicates the moving average model. Basically auto regression model learns the dependent relation between an observation and number of lagged observation. Lagged observation means number of previous observation we are going to use to forecast the current observation. Our auto regression model use the dependent relation between observation and number of lagged observation. The observation at time t is using the observation at time 1, 2 to the t minus p. So the lag in observation use the p previous values and learn the linear relationship between these values. This is basically auto regression model. Integration used to make the data stationary by differencing, and moving average model is learn the linear relationship between the residual error between an observation and the forecasted observation in the previous time stamp. For example, Et-1 indicates the actual value of wind power at time t-1 and the forecasted value of wind power at t-1. Because of these 3 models, our ARIMA model take 3 parameters. Now comes to the most important topics to implement the ARIMA model, which is the ACF and PCF plot. ACF stands for autocorrelation function and PACF stands for partial autocorrelation function. Basically, ACF determines how well the present value of the series is related to its past value. It has ability to handle the trend, seasonality, cyclic components of that series. The ACF value is used to determine the coefficient of AR model. The PACF is partial autocorrelation function which summarize the relationship between an observation in the time series with its observation at prior time step with the relationship of inventing observation removed. In other word, it can say that basically instead of finding the correlation of present with lag values ACF, like done in ACF, it find correlation of the residual. So PSCF determine the component of moving average model. Let's assume A10 is our current observation and we take all the previous values as a lagged values. So the autocorrelation function give the relationship between A10 and A1. It also include the indirect relation between A2, A3 and A2, A3, A4 and so on. In partial autocorrelation function, we ignore the A2, A3 and A4. We just take the relationship between A10 and A1. To plot these function, use the state model library. They have already plot underscore ACF function. We have plotted. Let's plot this model. The autocorrelation, partial autocorrelation function looks like this. Here we can find that by observing the autocorrelation plot, we can conclude that the effective autocorrelation is lie between 5 to 10. After that, there is no too much significance of these values. And after observing the partial autocorrelation function, we can also conclude that these values are also lie between 5 to 10. So we can say that our P and Q value will be between 5 to 10. To know the exact value, we need to hit and trial method between these range, or we can implement the grid search algorithm to find the exact value. Now the important concept, not the important factor is to check the stationarity in the data. Stationarity means if our data is changed with respect to time. There is three method available for the checking the stationarity. First is by seeing the plot. Second is by finding the statistics summary like mean and variance. And third is the statistical test like augmented Dickey-Fuller test. So let's plot this value. When we plot this value, we will hardly find any trend in this data because this is not going to increase or decrease continuously. To get the confirmation, we will have to check the statistics. Like we have to check the mean and variance. We have split the data in two parts, first half data and second half data. We calculate the mean and variance of both the data. After that, if there is huge difference, then it is not stationary, it is going to be changed. Just run this cell, we will find that the mean difference between mean and variance is not too much. It has the difference so that we can say that it has a little bit trends. Let's check with the augmented Dickey-Fuller test, which is most widely used test to check the stationarity of the data. Basically, it determines how strongly a time series is defined by its trends. If we go a little bit theory about the augmented Dickey-Fuller test, it basically fit the auto regression model which doesn't have the capability to handle the trends. After that, it try to find that how our actual data has the trends with respect to the auto regression model. Basically, to check this test, we already use the state model library. After that, we will give the data. We will pass the data in the AD Fuller function. After that, our main concern is the p-value. We will find that the p-value is 0, almost 0. So our data doesn't have the significant trends. So the third parameter, which is D, the value of D will be 0 in our case. So implement the ARIMA model. We know the range of p value between 5 to 10 and we know the range of q value between 5 to 10 from the PSCF plot, and the D value is 0 from the stationarity test. After that, we feed the model on the training data. Now we need to train our model. We are not much interested in the summary, but I am printing the model. Now my model is trained. We need to forecast our model. We will forecast for the 82 days because our test data is 82. We have test data for the 82 days. We mention the 82 in the step and forecast and store the value in the forecast variable. We will also check the mean square error by running this cell. This comes about 0.050, which is not too bad. After that, we plot to get the realistic answer how our model is performed. We will see that our model tried to learn something, but this is not forecasted much better. But still, it forecast, it tried to find the pattern. If you fit our model, and data is according to the suited for the ARIMA model, then this will definitely give a good result. Now my concern is to predict the end day ahead forecast. For example, right now we are predicting the 82 days data by training the our model at once. In end day ahead forecast, we are interested to forecast in step by step. For example, we forecast the value for 1 week. After the 1 week, we train our model again and forecast for the next 1 week. This is known as end day ahead forecast. For that, I have choose. You can choose any value of n between 1 to 82. I have chosen 7 because I want to interest the end 7 day ahead forecast. It means our model predict the 1 week, next 1 week value. After that, it will again fit our model, again predict the next 1 week value, and in this way this is going to forecast the 82 days values. Run this cell and go for a coffee because it will take too much time. Now my end day ahead model is fitted. We need to forecast with this model. We first check the MSC values, mean square error, which is improved right now because 0.044 and earlier it was 0.05, and variance is also 0.10. Now plot the model. Our model looks like this. Our results look like this, which is very much improvement in compared to previous results. This is the previous result, and this is the current result, which follow the pattern more strongly and also cover the variance. So this we can say that we can improve our result by making the step forecast with the ARIMA model, as the computation cost of ARIMA model is very less. So this is best model for the step forecasting. That's all for the today. Thank you guys for watching this video.